This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Good morning. We got Nick here with us. What's up, Nick?
Yes, we're here.
What up, Nick?
What's going on, man? I'm everything but sleepy.
Man, how was you guys' week?
Good.
Really?
Solid.
Good. Long week. Yesterday it rained 90% of the day, just like the 90% that they had in the forecast.
And we had Halloween on Monday.
Oh, yeah,
that feels like forever ago.
It does, because we talked about Halloween like last Saturday.
Yeah.
And
So what'd you guys do?
On Monday? Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no.
Steve, you dressed up as Jeffrey Dahmer, didn't you?
Admit it. I did. My skin ain't light enough.
Okay.
You see the glasses, people will pick up on it. Honestly.
Nah.
Those glasses.
I haven't even seen the movie. Have y'all seen it?
No.
Is it a movie or like a
series? I am
No,
guilty.
thanks.
I did watch it.
The whole thing?
Yep.
Oh.
Very eerie.
Oh.
She was a kid. She wasn't alive. When
Let's get a book
all of it
report
was
on
going
it. Give us a book report. What happened? Did he still go to jail?
Yeah. And then he died in jail.
Died in jail.
Yeah. Okay.
But
I just want to make sure everything was still everything.
I'll let you watch it yourself.
Oh.
Make your own opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, to answer your question, though, Q, I gave out some candy to some trick-or-treaters.
What was the best
the neighborhood.
costume you saw?
Were you a Power Ranger?
No, I wasn't a Power Ranger. I just was out there.
You were a sportscaster.
Not even that. I just was out there. No, I can't remember. Like, there was a bunch of kids that were, the Black Panthers. You have the makeshift costumes. You have the what's the costume where people can what was the movie? They made like 4 or 5 of them where people can go around and just do what they want.
Lord of the Rings.
Purge. Yeah, those I seen a couple of Purge costumes where the mask lights up. This one little kid came up. He was tripping over the stairs, and I said, "What's wrong with?" I asked Mom, "What's wrong with you?" Because he was driving the candy. She said, "Well, he can't see out of his mask." I was like, "Oh, well, that's bad." No, but yeah, it was a fun time. What were you guys?
I was a mermaid, and then I was a dude.
Oh yeah, I saw the dude costume.
So I had a major transformation.
You should have came in here with the dude costume today.
I should have. It got quite the reaction on social media.
What'd
so
you draw
I
the
probably
mustache with and a beard?
Eyeliner.
Really?
Yeah, it was like last minute, and then I pinned the hair with a ponytail and everything. So we winged it.
It was funny though, because you had the hair like down.
I had to sell
Did you see it, Q?
I had to
it was
you should
funny.
pull up the picture. It's okay.
It was funny. Yeah, Q, where were you?
I didn't dress up.
You do anything?
Ooh,
No.
tomato.
No, I actually I put together like my little light show in my on my front porch for the trick-or-treaters, but that was about it.
Did you at least give out candy? Full-size candy bars?
Not full size, but I gave out candy.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right, I thought you was gonna be Scrooge this Halloween.
No.
Okay.
No.
Cool. Well, we got a lot to talk about on today's show. A lot. And it's getting kind of I guess ugly in Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk some Kyrie, KD, also Steve Nash. They released him. Kyrie suspended. We're gonna talk about his Nike deal. A lot of Kyrie talk today.
Nah, I mean,
yeah.
hey, Bubba Sparks predicted how ugly it'd be.
Man, and So last week the NWSL championship happened. Guess who was the top viewer? The city of Kansas City. Go figure.
Oh, I was gonna say you.
No. The city of Kansas City, like the local community of Kansas City, they had the top viewership numbers coming out of this area. And also, KU suspends Bill Self, or they self-imposed. Go figure. Yeah. So we're going to dive into that. Plus, in about 30 minutes, we'll have our sneakers of the week in our Hater Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on The W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
More than 900,000 people watched the KC Current in the NWSL championship game, the most in the history of the league. How do you feel, Q?
I mean, I love it, especially for the city. Especially being on the type of upward trajectory that we are, not only in citizenship and then in the growth of the city. Is good to see soccer taking that leap. I mean, Steve and I know, especially in the 90s, early 2000s, it wasn't really a soccer town. And you could thank the Sporting a little bit, like the Sporting brings a little bit of fanfare here, and I'm saying a little bit being facetious, but they bring a little bit of fanfare here. But I think the Current is really going to add to it, especially if they keep doing well as they're doing.
I agree. And you mentioned like it started with the Wizards. I don't know if you remember when the Wizards used to play.
About the Wizards
when they used to play at Arrowhead Stadium. It was, people really didn't understand how fun soccer was. Like, soccer was one of those, I guess, unspoken sports where you just didn't really talk about it. You know it was there, but you just didn't like talk about it really.
And did the Wizards do like well? Because I don't know if they won a championship.
They did pretty
Okay.
good. They did really good actually. Peter Vermees, who is the coach right now for the Sporting Kansas City.
I mean,
he was
the
a player.
Wizards. I was talking about the Wizards. I'm sorry.
No, I know. But
Oh.
Peter Vermees, who was the head coach of the Sporting Kansas City, he was one of their star players
Really?
back at that time. Yeah. That was about almost 25 years ago.
Sheesh.
Yeah. When they played,
you forget about it because they still had grass on the field, didn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but it's moving in the right direction. Like, I just rode by the site of where the NWSL Kansas City Current Stadium is going to be.
It's by the casino, huh?
It's right there by the casino. So if you remember where the sand volleyball courts were, right there on the other side of River Market, that's they took all that out, and and I'm looking at the space. Maybe because I'm looking at it from the highway and not like on ground level, it looks much smaller.
It looks way smaller.
Yeah, and I'm like,
that's
the size of the field. Like, what
I was
happening?
at the youth academy yesterday, and it was my first time going inside, and I didn't even think about how big that building is until I got inside, and I was like, oh,
yeah. So I mean, it's coming along, and to be a little over a year and a half away from opening, man, I can't wait. They're supposed to be doing like some boat where you'll be able to pull your boat up. If you have a boat, put on the Missouri River, pull it up there, and so. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope that isn't disaster.
And even just watching like the stadium be built, I remember whenever I was younger watching the Wizards, and like the players would come to some of our club practices and talk to us, mentor us, whatever. And now to like see a stadium being built for women, I never would have thought. Like, growing up, it's just like we always just picked our college teams to follow because we didn't have anything local around here to look up to. So now like actually seeing it in action is crazy, and I never would have guessed that it would have been this soon.
I mean, because you think about, like, look at all the women professional sports. There's no other stadium that's solely for women. Like, whether it's WNBA, you have some semi-pro like football leagues for women. This is it. Like, Kansas City is doing something that's groundbreaking, and building this stadium for women, and it's going to have so many other uses as well. I mean, I feel like you're going to be able to have like state championship football games there. concerts,
Yeah.
all kind of stuff.
Yeah, it'd
Definitely.
definitely be a multi-purpose center.
Now, Kansas suspends Bill Self for 4 games in infractions case. I know Steve is eating this up.
How you feel about it? Yeah, I want to know how you feel, Jazz.
I think that I wish that it wasn't a topic in the first place, but I'm glad that Kansas is doing this to themselves and that they can do it in the beginning of the season so that they can get it out of the way and run it back again this year.
Yeah. So when you look at it being at the beginning of the season, like they're gonna play some Washburns, they're gonna play
offense.
they're gonna play some like UMKC. No offense to UMKC and all that, but like schools like that, like smaller D1s that doesn't really affect their ranking or not. They get beat. That's another thing. Emporia State, those kind of schools. But I say that to say like they knew what they were doing. Now they're self-imposing this, but the NCAA could still come in and say, all right, that's not enough. Like we're still going to impose some kind of penalty, whether because there was like rumor was going around that they would give them like he would be suspended for postseason. So like if they make it to the tournament, he wouldn't be able to coach. He and assistant coach Curtis Townsend. But it's all stemming from the Adidas deal where they had the Adidas.
This is still going on.
Oh yeah, this is still from the Adidas where they were giving players the Adidas guy was giving players the money and family and all that stuff.
Look at Bill. He tried to deny it as long as he could because this was like 2 seasons ago and he was I don't know anything about this.
Nah, man, he knew.
And he knew.
But even then, I feel like the punishment is still kind of sticky now with the NIL deals situation and everything. Like, granted, yes, that happened a couple years ago before, but how the chips fell.
He lied to the public.
True.
In their face. So
they got away with it long enough. Like this is back in 2017. This happened.
Yeah, because the player that was involved with this how did you say his name?
DeSosa.
Yeah. Is that what it was? Yeah. He was involved and wasn't he suspended like the first half of the season and it was like, we're gonna self-impose this
But there was another thing that added to that because there was the altercation with the throwing the chair and everything during the game that added to that punishment. So all of that wasn't directed from the Adidas deal.
Yeah, I mean
they were just piling on that kid.
And you think about it this way too, though. Like they've had so many players come through there, like under Bill Self's tenure at KU, and they just got caught for that. Like,
hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Right. And I know there was so many other guys that I know for sure got money.
So many
and
others.
It's not just KU, but
it is KU. So you expect that amount of money to some of the crumbs to fall over into the players' pockets.
Yeah. So I mean, it's this self-imposed penalty. I mean, it's cool, I guess, for what they're trying to do, but will it be enough?
No, not at all.
I think it should be.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
Because I feel like whatever investigation they did over the last couple of years, I'm sure they found more evidence trailing back, and it's just like, you know what? Take your own suspension. Give him a plea. Give him a plea deal. Take your own suspension.
And Bill Self is Jesus in Lawrence. Like, I mean, he can do no wrong. Like, you think about just what he's done for the city, the school. Just recently the football team has got good. Like you can't mention KU without mentioning Bill Self
at all.
Like he's the one that goes and gets all the money. He goes and gets all whatever you need. Hey, let me just have Bill Self go out there and be the spokesman of KU.
Thanks.
You didn't have Les Miles going to speak. What was the coach before Les Miles? Sheesh.
Before Les Miles was at Alabama.
Yeah, you didn't have him going to speak though.
Yeah.
So
it's a shame. I can't think of the coach's name.
I mean, just think about how much Bill Self has done for the school. So that's why I think it's mainly a slap on the wrist, but it is what it is.
Now, former Chiefs assistant Britt Reed sentenced to 3 years in prison. Steve, what are your thoughts?
I mean, look, you see, it's a sad situation on both sides, right? Like when you look at just the from the young lady's perspective, the little girl whose life has been changed forever, right? For some carelessness of something that could have been avoided. Um, I mean, some people would say it's not enough. Some
Definitely
people
not.
would say it's more than enough after what the team has done for the to kind of
Not even
help
close.
out. But I say that to say this: I feel for both sides,
Mhm.
right? Like, I mean, you still have a young lady who, like I said, whose life has been impacted forever, and then not only that, but on the flip side of that, we all make mistakes, right? And uh, he has kids too, so they're going to be without their dad. And so I just feel for both sides, but mainly, for the young lady who's still trying to recover from those injuries.
No, definitely. And he should have thought about his kids and his family. The first offense that he had with driving drunk. So yeah, it is definitely a light penalty, especially for a repeat offender like this. Um, and even with the team, like, whatever the team did, none of those went to financially securing the future for the young lady that, was almost murdered.
Yeah,
Well,
they
the
they
young
they,
girl.
they did.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they took care of her.
Mm,
Yeah, they paid a pretty as far as like health, lifelong health
mm,
care. They paid her and the family.
mm. I hope so,
Yeah,
and
no, they took care of her.
I hope it's a generous amount.
They took care of her.
Definitely.
Now, Steve Nash is out as Brooklyn Nets coach after chaotic tenure. Q's face says it all. What you thinking?
I mean, we could rewind the tape. I thought it was the dumb hire anyway.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
It's Steve Nash.
What's wrong with Steve Nash? He know basketball.
He knows basketball, but he's not a coach.
I mean, but look, you got to look at it this way: the position that he played. Like, we're not talking about a guy who's a big man. Point guards are the coaches on the floor.
I don't care. I don't care about your position.
But he was a point guard. He was the coach, the general on the floor. So
fine, but still, Kevin Durant and Kevin Durant and Kyrie, they didn't go to the playoffs. Like,
are you thinking of it as from a personality standpoint?
Not even a personality standpoint. It's a former player. You just retired a year or two before. You hadn't been out the game long. You have guys like his current interim that have been a coach for a while, that have put up that put in the work, the man hours to figure out how to run a team and keep the continuity between the players, have players buy in, create a system. Steve Nash hasn't done that. And so we have the Darvin Hams that just got their shot. You have these different coaches, and especially coaches that are former players that have worked and they have built a foundation in their coaching career, and Steve Nash didn't do none of that. So for him to be out of the door, no matter what else is going on, it's not a surprise to me. And I hate to say it, because yes, a former player, like, you would think if Tom Brady played long enough, retired, he would have a coaching job at some point in the NFL.
But he's Tom Brady been a coach. I can't.
But if Tom Brady retires at the end of the season, he is not going to be a head coach by 2024.
He could,
but why? Like, what type of resume is that? And
that's the thing though. Like, you don't need to be a coach. You don't need to have a resume. You got to be able to. Being a head coach is more about managing people. That's what it's about. Like, you don't have to have the strict X and O's. You just got to know how to manage the personalities in the room. You got assistant coaches or what?
How did he
drives the ship?
How did he manage the team? Because didn't KD start the season asking for a new coach?
He didn't start. No, he didn't start asking for a new coach. He started asking
to get out of here.
The problem about that was because Kyrie didn't make a decision of, like, it wasn't going to be. They got rid of James Harden went elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Then Kyrie was like, I don't know what I want to do. So then KD was like, all right, skip it. I want out too.
he went out there when they wouldn't let him go. He wanted a new coach. Like there was so much underlying that. Yeah, Steve Nash probably was the sexy hire at the time. Like it probably looked good, it probably felt good, and now you have to delay your coaching search for Kyrie's situation and cleaning up his mess. Like it's a lot going on, and it wasn't for Steve Nash. I tell you that.
I mean, those are very strong personalities, and you got to have
exactly.
You got to have a different kind of coach to manage those personalities.
If I was just dunking on you 2 seasons ago, I'm not about to have you coaching me.
That's my side. Like, I feel like it would be hard to respect somebody who I was just playing alongside against 2 years ago. Like, it not necessarily that there should be like an allotted time frame, but I feel like it's hard to have that respect there when you're so fresh. Like, I need to see you have a couple seasons under your belt before I'm really truly going to respect you, because I was just playing against you or alongside you last year.
And it's not even a couple of seasons. It's going through the process. Like you didn't start as holding anybody's clipboard. You didn't, and not that you have to like struggle to become a head coach, but you need to. There needs to be some experience involved. Like you at least have to get a license to drive a car. He didn't. I'm not even gonna go there.
But his experience came from playing. Like you talk about Jacques Vaughn. Like I get it. Like Jacques Vaughn is a lifelong I mean, he was great at KU. And he's a lifelong a guy that he was in the NBA 10 years. And once you get that NBA fraternity, you're in that fraternity. It's like you're gonna stay there.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is he a head coach? You can tell like the different personalities of being a head coach. Would they respect Jacques Vaughn? Like, because sometimes you get these coaches that don't have the resume, no matter if you were playing against them last month, right? Like they just don't have a resume. So it's like, how can you tell me, or how can you coach me and you ain't done as near as much as I've done, right? So I think sometimes when you get those veteran guys in there, you got to go get another veteran that has been there, done that, may not have had the championships, but he has the resume to say, all right, this is what you should do on this. So I mean, I don't feel like there was anybody else that would have had that resume that Steve Nash had at the time. Especially to get guys like KD and Kyrie. Kyrie has to respect Steve Nash.
I think I think they were going for the sexy hires.
Yeah, but he had the resume too, though.
No, not in my eyes. And either way, he's out the door, and now they in knee deep in cow manure.
Yeah.
Now, Nets are finalizing deal to hire Udoka as head coach. What do you think about that one?
I mean, look what they have to do.
I mean, is that bad? Because
I'm not saying that's bad, but they definitely didn't let that breathe.
I mean, you got to go get somebody that again has doesn't have like the type playing resume that Steve Nash has had, but like he's a guy that has earned the respect of guys.
And then he's gonna be a single man in Brooklyn. What a terrorist.
No, but I think this is gonna be, if they're able to finalize it, I think this is gonna be a good deal. Like I really do.
And it could, because I mean, he has the resume.
Yeah.
He's no Steve Nash.
Yeah. As far as playing, but as far as coaching, yes. I mean, he got the team he just left or was fired from, made it to the finals, Eastern Finals last year, made it to the NBA Finals, right?
That's what I'm saying. It'll probably be a much better result.
Yeah. So I like to see how it is, but the first things first, they got to deal with some of their internal.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
That Kyrie.
That's suspending Kyrie Irving at least 5 games without pay.
Got suspended and lost his he lost his Nike deal.
Yeah, they suspended it.
From it. Let's hear from Kyrie.
Hindsight, are you sorry for the hurt that your posts caused people?
I'll take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word "I apologize," or in your mind, you said, "I didn't mean to cause any harm." Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
What are the specific things in the documentary that you don't believe are true and that you don't believe represent your morals?
I think some of the criticism of the Jewish faith in the community, for sure. Some points made in there that were unfortunate.
Kyrie, are you surprised that you did hurt people?
Surprised that I did hurt people?
Are you surprised that reaction and some of the things that you did hurt people?
Yeah, I think I can ask a better question. It's just, where were you when I was a kid, figuring out that 300 million of my ancestors are buried in America? Where were you guys asking those same questions when I was a kid learning about the traumatic events of my familial history and what I'm proud to come from and why I'm proud to stand here and why when I repeat myself that I'm not going to stand down, it has nothing to do with dismissing any other race or group of people. I'm just proud of my heritage and what we've been through. And the fact that this has pinned me against the Jewish community and I'm here answering questions of whether or not I'm sorry or not on something I didn't create, and it was something I shared, and I'm telling everybody I'm taking responsibility, then that's where I sit. So, these same questions that you guys ask, me dealing with it as being a melanated, pigmented person all around the world and dealing with racial biases against my skin color.
Look.
He said he's taking responsibility at the end, but then he was like, "But I didn't make it." Like what? And that's the issue with like fake smart people, and especially like him, like yeah, okay, you went to Duke, and it probably wasn't because of academics and research, because you clearly didn't even research the documentary that you watched. Like, it's wild to sit there and watch a documentary that tells you that Hitler loved and revered black people. Like, how do you, like, you could Google what Hitler said about black people, how Hitler used the treatment of black people as inspiration for the Holocaust. Like, and so to sit there and say it's true, like, you didn't even research that you watched. So then he goes and says, well, when I'm learning about the subjugation of my people, I'm pretty sure you didn't even research that. And like, so Kyrie is just full of it. And now he's trying to, I hate that he's deflecting. And it's like, people tried to tell him and he just didn't want to listen. And so now that all of these cameras are in his face and he's losing these deals, he wants to backtrack and say, "Oh, I posted this false information just 3 days ago. It was true." Like, how do you? I don't understand that.
I feel like the frustration that comes from, for me, is the fact that he's arguing, well, I didn't make it, but it's like, you didn't make it, but you co-signed it
and promoted it on your platform.
You may not have been the actual creator, but you obviously promoted it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's not a valid, that's his like scapegoat right now, I guess, is what I would call it.
That's
and
what
it's
he's
not
doing.
valid at all.
It's kind of like, as a kid where you're like, your parents tell you, "Oh, apologize." Well, but I didn't, but you need to apologize. But still, you want to plead your case and then apologize after the fact.
Yeah.
Like, the harm's already, like LeBron said, the harm's already been done. Like, you've already harmed all these people. And so your first thing, when you upset someone, whether you believe you're wrong or not, sometimes the best thing you can do is say, "I'm sorry." Like, because now it's like, oh, well, he had all these different reasons why he did it, instead of all the league wanted you to do is just apologize. I get the point where he's probably in the back of his mind, I don't want to be controlled by the league, right? Like, I'm not going to apologize because that's what Adam Silver wants. That's what the Brooklyn Nets want. That's what the people who don't agree with me want me to do, is just apologize. But he's to the mindset now that he doesn't want to be controlled. The same thing goes when they talked about, oh, well, why aren't you getting vaccinated? You know, he used all this, my faith, all those answers, the reason why. However, the main thing that I got from it is that he just doesn't want to be controlled. He doesn't want to be told what to do, which is a horrible reason for anything, especially if it affects other people, which it clearly does on his end of things. So now Nike has suspended his deal. His new Kyrie 8s won't be coming out. So that's going to, his bottom line is going to be hurt, which is his pocket.
And I mean, he's probably okay with that. And that's cool.
No, I don't think so, because he's apologized now.
He's clearly cool with it. Like, he kept poking the bear.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't sit here and say, oh, the Jewish control everything and all that. Okay, if they do, then why are you poking the bear?
I feel like he apologized because someone told him, like, hey, man, you better apologize. You seen what happened to Kanye.
Yeah, but
you saw what they pulling deals, bro. Like, they don't need, like,
it's happened to many people before.
But before, these companies still needed those folks. Now it's like, all right, we'll do better with, or we'll do without you now. Like, Kyrie, he's a key guy in the league, and so now it's like, all right, well, we'll do without Kyrie. We got some other young guns that we can put our money behind and put our brand behind.
Kyrie's time is about up. Yeah. I hate to say it, because he's still a good player. He's still Kyrie Irving, but the league is going to end up moving past him, because it's just taking up too much oxygen. And it's like, yes, we deal with racism. Yes, there are white Jewish people that also are still racist. Like, but that doesn't mean conflate Nazi talking points.
Yeah. And I can
Like,
agree with a friend of the show, Adam Garcia said. He said, goes back to Nash being fired. Irving, KD didn't want to be told what to do because they are stars. I mean, I agree. Kyrie's like, which is one of the reasons he didn't want to be with LeBron anymore. He didn't want to be the little brother. And so, it goes all the way back to that.
Well, and I think part of that is that Kyrie wants to be the guy. Yeah, but he doesn't know how to be the guy. So again, back to the Steve Nash point, you haven't been the guy, and you don't know how to be the guy. You don't know how to manage a team like LeBron does. You don't know how to, like, bring the best out of your J.R. Smiths, your, whoever's playing on that.
He ain't that.
And I'm not saying that.
I am. He ain't that.
Well, I'm thinking you saying he ain't like the wing player. Like, yeah, he's not that. But yeah, he's not the guy that's going to rally the troops. Yeah. He's not the guy that's going to give a certain sense of motivation and then also lead by example. Like, Kyrie hasn't done that, and we haven't seen that from him. And that's what I'm talking about. When you have a coach, you have to know how to, like, in any form of, like, management, you just have to know how to utilize your personnel, and Kyrie doesn't know how to do that. And it's sad, because he could have learned. He could have learned under LeBron. He could have learned under a KD and really became the guy. Like, next year could have been somewhere where he finds his own team, but he keeps putting his foot in his mouth.
Garcia said, send him to the Spurs. We'll take him and Westbrook. Okay. Be careful what you ask for. Pop ain't having none of that.
Now we're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll discuss the report that Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos are interested in buying the Washington Commanders. Keep it locked in. This is W Show. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC We Spin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC We Spin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers. KC We Spin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag talk about it, message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want.
Heck yeah, do that because I want to talk about a bunch of stuff. And I want folks to send us some topics. We'll talk about it.
Facts. We do have fun with it. Even like random topics. Like, don't be nervous.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. Ruben De Cruz, send us some topics. Adam Garcia, send us some topics. If you're watching us or listening to us, remember you can send us those topics via our social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, IG, text us. You know, it is what it is. We'll talk about it.
Now, Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos are interested in buying the Washington Commanders together. Q, your thoughts?
I mean, it's I dig the interest, and you see why Jay-Z was like, we're past kneeling, because he's ready for those deals. He wanted to make himself open for those deals that could lead to something like this. But I'm just interested to see if it's going to be minority ownership, because I don't feel like Snyder's getting all the way out the way.
I think he's going to be pushed out more than anything. Especially I don't feel like he's going to have a choice, to be honest. Especially if there's a willing and able buyer, that someone who has the money. And then there's the other guy that what's the other guy's name? His deal went through to purchase another team. I can't remember his name, but I mean, there's going to be a bunch of people that are trying to buy this team. And if like the writing's on the wall too, if there, when they say there's smoke, there's fire. So I think he'll be willing to sell. He's going to try to put up a hard bargain, be a hard salesman, right? To try to drive the price up just a tad bit. Like, I really don't want to sell, but if you make me the right offer, I just might.
Yeah.
Like, which is smart on his behalf, because look, he's being forced out. And he's still going to be a billionaire. He's going to make, and I was talking to a friend of the show, Mike Lang, this is probably about a week ago. It's crazy how guys can be forced out of a league and they'll make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he bought the team at whatever dollar amount he bought it for. And now he's going to sell it probably for double.
I mean, it's not crazy because racism is what makes money.
True.
So it's not totally unheard of. But even skipping to the next point, I would like to see it happen. Like, I would like to see Jay-Z in some kind of ownership role, but we have to be real and realize that it's the NFL. And the last time a black man tried to be a part of a group to buy a team, they just skipped right over it. And I have a feeling with Jay-Z being as prevalent, they may try to keep him in his place.
You think so?
I mean, when Diddy tried to join that group, they didn't even look at them to buy the Panthers, and so they just went in another direction.
And the other guy is Byron Allen, the black media mogul.
Oh yeah, because Byron. So again, like you have two groups offering, and there's black people. Like I don't know if the NFL wants a black ownership group yet.
He tried to finalize a deal for the Denver Broncos earlier this year, but it didn't go through. $4.65 billion.
See what I'm saying?
Were sold for.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if the Broncos were sold for $4.65 billion, what's the Commanders gonna sell for?
I don't know. I just know it ain't going to nobody black.
Let me win this. Let me win this Powerball tonight.
They ain't selling to you.
We
they ain't selling to you
at 1.8. Nah, I don't want to. I don't want to be the minority. Like I don't want to be the minority sole owner. Like I want to be a part of an ownership group. Like let me just put $100 million in on it.
You being there, they gonna tell you no.
No, why? Why would they tell me no if I got the money?
It ain't no black owner. Byron Allen had the money. Why they tell him no?
The Waltons came in.
Diddy's group had the money. Why they tell him no?
They didn't have quite enough. I knew that. They didn't have quite enough. Like they had 10, 12 millionaires that tried to get together. They didn't have no billionaires. Jeff Bezos is like Jay-Z smart.
No, it's a different, yeah.
Yeah, Jay-Z smart. He's like, all right, I can go in there with a guy like Jeff Bezos, a guy that the NFL already does business with, already likes with, NFL Prime and all that. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna ease my way in that way. And then Jeff Bezos, 5, 6, 7 years, because Jay-Z, we know he plays a long game, right? So he'll come in, all right, I'll buy you out 5, 7 years from now. But I say that to say, let me win this Powerball tonight, and I'm putting in $100 million on one of these teams to be a minority owner. I mean, not the minority owner, but just be a part of it.
Yeah,
let me get a portion. I'm being 100% transparent.
45-47.
Right.
Now, Kansas could pressure schools to dump Native American mascots, increasingly seen as racist. Steve,
it's if they can't get the NFL to play ball, we just talked about the league. If they can get the NFL to play ball and change the mascot, it would have to start with them, and then kind of trickle down from there. I don't see these schools changing their mascots, to be honest. I just don't. It'd have to be the school boards would have to have some buy-in. And it is the Kansas Board of Education, but still, I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen. I mean, because you get a lot of schools like the Indians and Braves or Red Raiders, and they're looking. The thing about it is they're looking at an advisory group that's kind of coaching them to get this done. But I don't know. I don't think it'll happen.
It's crazy. You need an advisory group to stop being racist, but okay.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I hope it happens. I hope all of them change their team name. I hope after those team names change that they force the Chiefs to change their name and everything along with that. But they're not going to do it. I mean,
if they were bad, I told you this a long time ago, Q, because we had this conversation for many years about the Chiefs changing their name. If the Chiefs were bad, yeah, I can see it. But since they're winning, it's not at the forefront of the conversation, right? Like if they were bad, yeah, like the Commanders, horrible. Like they haven't won in forever. So yeah, they have other things that they're able to talk about. Then it didn't help that the other stuff came out, right?
Yeah, all of his because he's got multiple investigations.
Yeah, so yeah, all that stuff was able to come out. But had they been winning, that stuff would have never come out. I really don't believe that it would have come out. Like the Chiefs, they're winning. Like there's nothing that's gonna stop that. Nothing.
But again, like winning doesn't separate the racism, the cultural appropriation, like all of that. And that's where my beef is, because it's like it's literally just a mascot name.
Yeah.
It's not like we're telling the Hunt family to leave Kansas City and pack up everything. But
and again, too, the Chiefs have aligned themselves with the Native American, the local Native American
only ones that agree with them.
So that being said, are they better with them or without them? I think these Native American groups are better with them.
Well,
like getting the money that they're getting, it's like, all right, yeah, y'all can use his name, but we're going to make a lot of money off of it by being partners.
Exactly.
So let them take away that name. Then where's the money coming from?
Well, they should still, especially because the Chiefs,
it ain't gonna happen.
The Chiefs have been in existence for 50 years. Like you can break them off. You could invest into some sort of like business that they have. Like there's a lot of things that can be done to rectify 50 plus years of racism, but that's admitting fault.
Yeah.
And it's the same playbook in America. They're not gonna admit fault.
Yeah.
They're just gonna keep deflecting and distracting, like, oh hey, we're winning. Oh hey, we have Patrick Mahomes. Oh hey, we have a black offensive coordinator. Like it's all of these distractions. It's like, okay, but you still being racist.
Yeah.
Like
I just feel like if they change the name, there's no reason to pay them any money.
I mean, they still should. Like you
But
use their likeness. Like you even use them to say like we're not doing anything wrong because they agree with it. Like yeah, Herschel Walker probably agrees with a lot of racists. That don't mean he's right. Get out of here. Stop it.
Now, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs QB talked about the lack of black youth in baseball. Let's hear what he had to say.
Patrick, baseball question for you. Astros manager Dusty Baker talked about the lack of U.S.-born black players playing, in this year's World Series. As a son of a former pro, you grew up playing baseball. What should be done to get more black kids playing baseball?
I think they've started to kind of help that, whereas they've done this thing called a breakthrough series, which I actually played in when I was in high school. And it's grown more and more. My dad works with it a little bit. LaTroy Hawkins works with it, my godfather. And they're trying to do their best to get more, like you said, American-born black kids to grow up throughout baseball. And I think you see everybody kind of goes to football because it became such a major mainstream sport. But I mean, when I look back and I watch these games being played, sometimes I wish I was out there playing because it's such a great sport that we all loved, that I loved growing up. And I think as we continue to show it in more neighborhoods, and it's not just basketball and football, I think you'll see some of these great talents come back up and kind of make that statement that we've made in the past.
I mean, I agree with it. I agree with everything I had to say. And I like all week I've been dying to ask that question, like because I just wanted to hear his thoughts. I mean, he's not only did he grew up playing baseball. Dad was a Major League Baseball player, and now he's part owner of the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
So like you got to get in the Royals. I believe only had 2 black players last year.
Mm-hmm.
So or U.S.-born black players, I should say. So. I mean, there has to be something done to be able to. We talked about it a lot last week, but has to be something done.
I mean, yeah, you would hope that these urban youth academies that are popping up are actually trying to help these communities that have been intentionally overlooked. But again, it's Major League Baseball. I don't have no faith in them or the NFL. Barely on the NBA.
Okay.
So but yeah, I. What Patrick said, yes, like because we looked up the training camp that he talked about, and saw what they're doing recently. So yeah, they're definitely doing good things. I'm that guy. I want to see more. Like I want to see more of an initiative. I want to see more of putting your current American-born black players, like giving them the pedestal. Like we talked about Mookie Betts, maybe he doesn't want it, but there's other guys. And I definitely think there needs to be more emphasis put on making these guys faces of the league and being cool. But
Absolutely. And we're gonna take a quick break. Coming up, we'll have our Hate It or Love It segment. Kick it off with our sneakers of the week. This is the W Show. We'll be right back.
Into the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC We Spin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City!
Don't be depressed, frustrated, or stressed because of the loss of a loved one. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services is here to assist you with a smooth, stress-free transition. It doesn't matter how your loved one transitioned, we will offer you a memorable celebration to your liking. We are a family-friendly, full-service funeral home right here in the heart of the city, offering affordable cremations and package pricing and quality service. Call us when you need us. 816-231-GATE. That's 816-231-4283. There's only one Golden Gate, located at 2800 East 18th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. Exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Are you ready to take your gaming experience to the next level? Max Adrenaline Mobile Video Gaming is here to offer the best mobile entertainment that includes video games, laser tag, and karaoke. Our mobile video game theater offers a 33-foot climate-controlled luxury RV with 5 gaming stations, and we can accommodate up to 20 players at once. Are you looking for entertainment at your next event? Well, look no further. We'll come to you. Specializing in birthday parties for all ages, sports events, team building, corporate events, school functions, holiday parties, and more. We're here when you need us at 816-897-0509 or maxadrenalinekc.com.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to interact with our show. Use hashtag #TalkAboutIt. Message us, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It.
Hate it.
If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
Starting off our sneakers of the week, we have the DJ Khaled Air Jordan 5 Crimson Bliss.
Is that the pink one?
Yeah, that's the pink ones. Good luck anybody that wants to try to get these. Like, hard to come by.
I like the colorway though.
Yeah.
Like I could get with it.
Yeah, these are
different
dope.
pop of color.
Yep.
Definitely. Trophy Room Air Jordan, new sheriff in town.
I like these. They cool.
Mid. Nike SB Dunk Low. Why so sad?
I like these. These are dope. These are really cool. It just depends on what you're wearing with them.
I can't really. I don't like the blue. They kind of clash.
Yeah. Those look like the Royals season openers.
Good one.
These are bottom of the totem pole. Adidas Balenciaga Triple S.
They've come out with some dope colors. Like the blue ones that they have, they're pretty nice.
Dad shoes. I can't. I don't like them. I can't with it. No offense to dads. I just can't get with it. Philadelphia restaurant refused to serve Astros before World Series Game 3. Hate it or love it.
I love it. I love the fact that he was like, skip the money. You're not getting served today.
Let's see what the owner posted on Twitter.
If you think that I cooked for the Astros, you're out of your mind. We said no to them.
It sounds scary a little bit in the
we said no to them.
More power to him. Lamar Odom says that he got his Pond Lakers championship rings back for free. Hate it or love it.
You love it.
I love it. I actually watched this little show that he and I don't even know who the guy was that he was doing it with one of his good friends. And he went real deep. Like after I got out of the coma, being at the brothel in Las Vegas, he said I needed the money. I looked at my account. My account said, how do you go through? First of all, how do you go through all that money? Second of all, he
have
did
a staff to pay.
And then he said he pawned them. Like he needed the money. He said if he wouldn't have pawned those rings, he wouldn't be where he is today.
Shoot, you think keeping up with the family he was with and the staff he needed for that. Yeah, you can go broke.
And then he went even deeper into that. He said that I went back to the Lakers, had me back for a game. They paid for everything. He said this guy that I used to just give my like headband and sweatbands to after each game. He said it was just like an unspoken thing. I would just give it to him. He said he came and was like, "Hey, I bought your rings. Here you go."
Yeah,
both of them.
Talk about an ally,
man.
Right.
Man.
And giving them back for free too. I think that just speaks a lot.
Yep,
for sure. Kiki Rice signed to Jordan Brandon historic NIL deal.
Love
Hate
it.
or love it.
Love it.
She also got her team new kicks from the deal. Let's see their reaction.
As some of you guys know, I signed with Jordan Brand, and obviously I'm incredibly excited about that partnership. But what makes it even more exciting is the fact that I can involve my teammates, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. And all together, we work so hard every day. So I think everyone deserves a ton of recognition. And also to the support staff, you guys do so much day in and day out for everyone on this team to make this program run so smoothly. In the locker room, we have a little surprise for everyone.
Thank you, Kiki, for this beautiful gift. I promise I'm gonna wear these all the time.
Goated.
Yeah,
As
love
she
it.
should though. Love that for the teammates too.
No, and that's good media for especially women's sports. Like that's good media for them.
Jordan putting in that work, man. Like
Yeah.
Jordan's got a lot of people now.
Yeah, and it's I love to see it because again, like these young kids, they get to look up to these players. They get to see that, and they get to be inspired by it, and I love it.
WNBA great Candace Parker stars in first documentary from ESPN's Women's Studios. Hate it or love it.
I love it. Yeah.
I can't wait to see the doc. I just want to see, from I hope it goes into everything that she, went through as far as like being a player, a U.S. Olympic team, all that.
Motherhood, because isn't she a mother?
Yep,
yeah,
she's a mother.
like all of that. And I like these documentaries because it brings a human element to the celebrity. Like a lot of people don't look at these athletes and celebrities as like humans. So it's like, yeah, bringing that human element to it. I love it.
And just watching documentaries, like sometimes I become a bigger fan after seeing the doc
Yeah.
and like what they've been through that I didn't even have any idea.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that human element, it brings like a sort of relatability to it. So
Absolutely. NBA veteran referee Derek Richardson buys private elementary school, renames it after his mother. Hate it or
love it.
I love it.
Love
I love it.
Yeah.
NBA refs make stupid money.
Yeah.
Like you think about
and
I
how
put it
many
in
games they
perspective.
play.
Power 5 refs in college, they they get rooms, board, whatever they need as far as like for travel. They still live at home, but they get like travel, so they make you get Power 5 school, you can make 6 figures as a college ref. NBA refs, you can get higher, 700,000-800,000. I mean, he's a long time NBA ref, so he's stacked his money.
Definitely.
Is it worth it when you make the bad calls? Is the money so worth it?
Of course it is.
Pressure. Charles Barkley doubles down on critical Klay Thompson comments. Hate it or love it.
I mean, stick with what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, all he said he was that when Klay ain't the same player that he was being before he was the two.
And I like how he stands on it, but then it's like, why do you have to say that? Like, why do you have to state the obvious about a guy that just came off 2 ACLs?
Yeah.
Like, that's some hard hitting analysis right there. Like,
real quick before we get out of here, is it GIF or GIF? Or GIF? GIF or GIF?
It's GIF.
It's
GIF.
GIF.
Yeah,
It's GIF.
that was
we
our talk
said
about it.
it. We said it.
It's GIF or GIF.
Wonder
Our
how
producer
many.
said it's GIF.
Wonder how many times that's been a conversation in the world.
It's It ain't Jiffy cornbread, but it's GIF.
It's definitely GIF.
Yeah. We appreciate everyone who joined in on today's show. We appreciate the comments, the likes, the subscribes, everything, you guys. We definitely thank you for making us a part of your Saturday morning. Remember, you can catch a rewind of our show on Mondays on 100.1 FM, 1 Kansas City Radio. Thank you for making us a part of your Saturday morning. We are out of here.
views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.